Hi there, Internet Associate. It's Anthony, and I'm about to watch another episode of Lucifer. So, this is season 3, episode 10. It's called The Sin. So, that definitely makes me think that we're still going to be doing some stuff involved with the Sinner Man. I'm hoping so. After last episode with him cutting his eyes out and everything, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So, definitely hoping this episode is going to stay on that whole thread of things and give us some more progression in that department. So let's get into it. Lucifer, season 3, episode 10, The Sin Bin. Aw, I wanted to see her get stabbed.
They apprehended the cad who arranged my kidnapping.
Right.
If you could say that with less sarcasm, I'd appreciate it.
No, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure a human jail will stop a soldier of God.
That wasn't less sarcasm. Yeah.
I'm just...
I don't need eyes to find out the Sinner Man's desire, ergo his weakness. There are other ways to learn what someone wants.
What ways?
Just ways.
I really want to see these ways, actually, because that's interesting.
I just love watching Pierce work. It's like a masterclass in ass whoop with a minor in whatevs.
Hey, Ella, back off. That's Chloe's guy.
Just no way I could be that stoic if the Sinner Man had killed my brother.
Wait, what?
Why are you saying this to everyone, Chloe?
The case was personal.
Nice to see you all again.
Well, that was kind of twisted.
Too soon?
Making jokes about his own blindness.
It's over.
Is it?
Ah, good. Just in time for the main event.
Yeah, Pierce is not convinced.
Why don't you two make yourselves comfortable and I'll take first crack at Helen Killer here. Well, I thought he deserved
Helen
a new
Killer.
nickname now that he's blind.
Another victim? How is that possible?
Always keep them guessing.
He's got people working for him.
Who else are you working with?
Well, I could tell you, but what fun would that be? The only way she'll survive is if I take you to her.
Yeah, see, the Sinner Man was way too cool, calm, and collected there. Knew he had something up his sleeve.
Which means he's motivated and likely telling the truth. Following his lead will be much faster than running down clues, dodging red herrings, and following up on random tips from every Tom, Dick, and Dullard.
I kind of agree with Lucifer here. Honestly, there's literally someone's life at stake.
Guys,
Kind of don't have time to play the police work game.
this is an obvious escape plan.
Well, yeah, of
Find
course it
another way.
is.
Fine.
But it's also obviously somebody
Insist on
gonna
doing it the
die.
long way and investigate. We may as well hurry up. She's done wonders with that mangled corpse, though. Very artistic.
Didn't
Trixie!
you book Mrs. Baczynski?
Look, I meant to, Chloe, but I totally spaced on this random day off school. But don't worry, I'm handling it.
Finally seeing Dan doing something with Trixie again. I feel like we haven't seen that since like season 1. It's like you almost forget that he's her father because they never even show them together on the show anymore.
Got a pretty good idea of where Maggie spends her time.
Come on.
A roller rink.
Nice sausage.
What? So those aren't ladies?
Sausage. It's an offensive maneuver. When Trixie started roller skating, I took her to the Derby, and it was love at first sausage.
Okay,
Right, well, as
that's
much as I love
inappropriate.
her, how about we get back to proving that your method of finding
She's
Maggie
only like
isn't as good as
9 or
mine?
8.
Helena, can we? Busy.
I love how every episode of Lucifer they find themselves
No way.
in some type of different random place or situation.
Question.
Has to be a foul.
It's a sausage. Ooh,
Is this really the time?
Always.
it probably is. Lucifer can always work something out. Yep. See?
I've no idea what
The sin bin.
is, but I approve.
It's a penalty box.
Oh, right.
You want to explain why you ran? Because you were chasing me.
Ah, see? No harm, no foul.
No, you ran.
I think this is a chicken and egg situation here.
How do you know Daddy?
She's my work colleague, sometimes friend, sometimes
You could have stopped right there. Work
how's the
colleague.
new job.
Before we take the evidence.
What, waste more of poor Maggie's precious time?
No.
Uh-oh, run! Boom, cool explosion shot with them in the foreground.
Just one question now. How do you suggest we get him out of here?
I actually have a plan. But in order for it to work, you need to do exactly
They're
what
really
I
gonna
say.
bust
no
him
more
out.
going off grid. Doctor ordered.
Crafty maneuver, detective. But do you really think Miss Lopez will fall for such a blatant manipulation?
Yes, in this case.
Oh my god, I'm so in.
Like I said, they be making their job look so fun. Like now they're doing this whole little mission within the office. They're always doing something.
All you have to do is go up to that bomb tech and hand her this.
Consider it handled.
I'll always be confused in sequences like this on TV shows where the characters are like going through the plan, and as they go through the plan, it's showing them doing the plan. Because I'm like, wait, is this actually happening, or is this just them talking about it and then visualizing it happening? But I think in this case, it's actually happening, and it's like a way that they can kind of speed up the storytelling by having them go over the plan and the plan actually being executed at the same time.
Too nicely wrapped to be another severed head. Seriously?
It might be another severed head. What a great! He's the perfect person to give that present to. Oh my gosh! See, man, like they dressing up as bomb squad members.
George Clooney. Not literally.
You really think I was gonna let you bust them out without me?
Hey,
I can't touch anything or jump on anything. And you don't have any toys to play with.
maybe you can draw on something
Exciting.
like the wall.
Is they don't want to see me.
You're the mom. You make the rules.
Trixie is dropping knowledge.
Are you and my dad having sex?
I mean, we already knew that Trixie knew about shooting the bursts of light and everything.
It's true how the other senses.
Who knows what else she knows? Oh my gosh. That doesn't look pleasant. We gotta keep your eyes.
Was here. Damn it!
They've got Lucifer too.
What if Lucifer was his accomplice?
I gotta be so stupid. I knew this was a setup.
No, breaking the Sinner Man out was my idea. This
Look,
is my fault.
Y'all saved the person though, at least.
Watch.
I wasn't attacked. I abducted myself.
Why?
All I wanted was to be my team's lead jammer, but I could never compete with that spotlight-stealing bitch Faith Kill. So I went to this guy who grants people favors.
Man, these people be having the craziest motivations on this show sometimes.
Then who kidnapped Lucifer?
No one. He wanted to be alone with him, so he kidnapped the Sinner Man.
Yeah, I would have honestly thought they would have figured that part out a little bit quicker. Is he gonna draw eyes on him?
There we go. Much less creepy.
Now, Slick begged to differ on the less creepy thing.
Only very special occasions, my very own sin bin, if you will. Because no one decides who I am but me.
Ooh, I'm sensing this is the part where the said devil face would kick in, right?
He's manipulating you, Lucifer. He's trying to get to you.
What you need to do? First, you have to draw a pentagram. Sprinkle some powdered eye of newt.
Bruh.
And wait for a full moon.
What is this, Harry Potter? That is the type of stuff they be having to do on like Supernatural or even Buffy though. Like it just be all these crazy different ingredients or something that they gotta put together.
You and I both know.
Angels aren't allowed to kill humans, yes. Or are they? No.
Is the Sinner Man even a human?
Killing the Sinner Man is exactly what I need to do.
Oh, so he can't be an angel anymore.
If I don't stop this now, who knows what else he'll do, who he might take from me.
Okay.
We know who he's thinking about. Yeah, I mean, would be a pretty drastic move. Like, I mean, like, before Lucifer wasn't actually evil or whatever, he punished evil, like he said. But him, an angel actually going and murdering somebody really does seem like a pretty, pretty wild turn.
Honestly, can you at least try to look threatening?
You gotta redraw those eyes. Yeah. Draw like some curves on the eyelashes or something, or like some evil eyebrows.
Slight improvement.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better.
Kill you sitting down. Caviar.
You're going to feed me?
Well, just because I'm about to slaughter a man in cold blood doesn't mean I'm not civilized.
Just means you're stalling.
He's right about that.
Perhaps you're a coward.
Dang. Doesn't make him a coward, but it definitely seems like he doesn't have what it takes.
So unless you want a bonus round for being a loudmouth, I suggest...
Me? You're the one doing all the talking.
Really? He's like, if you were gonna kill me, you just do it.
I'll boil you alive.
Lucifer is acting like the evil villain at the end of a movie right now, like talking about his whole plan, but not actually just doing it.
You will. Then honor my free will.
Me to do it. Why? Why? No.
He came in ready.
He's gone.
Lucifer's like, how dare you take that from me? They both wanted revenge. Lucifer probably just feels like Pierce keeps on stealing stuff from him that he feels like he wanted. Like he got the revenge on the Center Man, it looks like, so far. There still might be more to this though. And then he also saved Chloe that time when Lucifer felt like he should be the one to save Chloe.
I don't have time for this.
It was the Cineman's plan to be snatched by me all along. He wanted to die.
Pierce smoothed things over if that's what you're worried about. The official statement says that you were grabbed in an escape attempt.
I think I care what Pierce thinks.
And the Cinnamon still didn't get what he wanted because he said it needed to be Lucifer to kill him. Lucifer didn't kill him. Pierce killed him. Which one is Trixie?
Hey, as a thank you for watching Trixie, maybe we can go grab that coffee sometime.
Ah, we got coffee this morning.
I want to know if she answered Trixie's question about her and Dan.
Dinner would be more romantic.
Trixie out here playing matchmaker.
The best wingman ever.
What? I knew it. There's more to this. What is he about to find out? So wait, so does that mean he's known him since he was a kid?
This man would be very, very old by now. Or if he isn't, he'd have to be immortal.
An immortal
What?
boss. Just like you're the devil.
There's really only one way to prove my theory. Where did I... Ah, there it is.
Is he gonna stab him? Man, he must be really confident in this theory. I actually hope he's really dead because that would be so funny. Is he bluffing? So he just finally came back too.
The world's first murderer, marked by God and doomed to walk the earth alone for a tortured eternity. It's quite...
Oh, is this Kane?
Yeah, still.
He's
no one
Kane?
as ridiculous as the Cineman. Wouldn't you agree? Kane.
He's Kane.
You may as well pour me one too.
He killed my brother. Oh my gosh. Man, that was a pretty cool twist right there. A really big revelation. I've been wondering where Pierce's character was headed this whole time. Because I said from the beginning when he was first introduced, I'm like, okay, so this guy is like, at first I didn't really know what to think of him because I felt like his character seemed a little too one-dimensional and I felt like there must be more to him than meets the eye. And then they started kind of giving him a little bit more development and everything. Because at first I was really suspicious of Pierce. I think I remember saying it in that video. I feel like I was saying it. That I was like, slick and wondering if Pierce is the Center Man himself or something like that. I feel like I said that. I definitely remember thinking that. And so I remember being suspicious of him at first. Just because I was like, his character is so one-dimensional. It feels like there has to be something more there. But then they started kind of developing him more and more and making you get more comfortable with him. And I was just like, okay, I guess maybe he's just a real character and he's just, a character they're actually building up. And wow, I knew it was something suspicious about the way the Center Man was revealed too, on that, because it just all felt a little too anticlimactic for some reason. Plus, when you look at where we're at in the season, like, I don't know, I was just like, is this really the way they're going with this yet? Already? So like it felt like there was a big twist coming. I just had no idea what it was. But wow, that is a huge twist. And honestly, I love it. That just made me so much more excited because while I was starting to grow on Pierce's character was starting to grow on me more and more, he still wasn't the most interesting person to me. Like, I still was like, Pierce is okay, he's in. I want to know more about him. Like, right now, his character is just like, he's not bad, but he's not like the most interesting to me either. Like, I'm like, I just kind of don't care that much about him. I feel like this should be a great, like, kind of shot of life into that whole thing. And like, now that he's not really Pierce, but he's Kane, that's a whole new thing. So that'll be cool. And it's cool too because the actor, I mean, it really has nothing to do with it, but the actor that played Kane on Supernatural was just on Lucifer a few episodes ago on God Johnson. But that's totally irrelevant. And this really puts everything that we've seen so far in a whole new light. Like, even from the beginning with Pierce, or Kane, I guess I could call him now, showing up, it wasn't just a coincidence. It's not like this was just all like by happenstance. We now know he must have showed up because, he wanted to be around Lucifer for a reason. Like, at the end here, Lucifer was talking about, he was like doomed, like the Kane was doomed to walk the earth for all eternity because he was the first murderer and all that. So obviously this has all been kind of a manipulation tactic. Like Lucifer said, he was the pawn. And Kane's end goal, I guess, was to get it so that Lucifer would kill that human, so that then Lucifer, I guess, would have done a worse, transgression, grievance, whatever, than Kane had done. And maybe that would end his curse. That must have been what his, like, I guess his motivation, his plan was for all this. So everything that he's done now, you see it in a different light because you're like, okay, so that's why, you know what I mean? Like, and it makes it, now I kind of want to go back and look at some of the other episodes again and see maybe what clues were there to indicate this. And so then this episode, the Center Man, who we had believed to be the Center Man, it turns out by the end that his motivations were completely different than what we thought too. He actually wanted to die, I mean, like, and he was saying Lucifer had to kill him because, that way it would, I guess, fulfill Kane's plan or whatever. But Kane saw that Lucifer wouldn't kill him, so he killed him himself, and that's why he was so mad. I guess that's why he yelled at Ella. Like, that's another thing that now it makes so much more sense. Like, the more I'm sitting here talking about it and thinking about it, the more I'm like, oh my goodness, it's all starting to add up. So I really like how they did that. That was a cool, a huge development for the story, and I think it's right on time too, because I really honestly do think that Pierce's character kind of needed that switch up. But yeah, that's awesome. Overall, this episode as a whole, if I'm being honest, it wasn't the best episode to me in terms of like just writing and, as quality episodes of Lucifer go, if that makes sense. But it was still very much enjoyable. It was really fun. There was a lot about it that was there to like. There was some really fun sequences, like when they went to the roller rink. And, first of all, that was just such a cool setting and place and everything. And they were having the conversation with the skater going round and round, a few words at a time. And Lucifer was doing the whole kind of like, detective tropey thing, talking about how about you tell me that misleading information or the red herring, all that stuff. So that was pretty funny. And then her, running, trying to run from them on the roller skates and him putting the drink down. That was funny. Then they did the thing where, they talked about the plan and then showed, the whip pans to them executing the plan, which of course is that's kind of a thing that's been done a lot on TV shows before. I've seen that a million times before, but Lucifer kind of always finds their own way to put somewhat of their own style or touch to it. So it was still a fun aspect of the episode. So the episode definitely had a lot of really fun moments in there, but it all ended up leading to such a huge development. And that's what I thought was pretty cool about it. The thing, it just felt a little weak to me in some aspects. Like I felt like Ella's character wasn't as well written this episode as she usually is. They didn't strike that balance that they usually strike for her between being like charming and endearing while, you know, still being her somewhat, you know, I guess you could say annoying for lack of a better word self. This episode, she actually was kind of annoying in a way. And I felt like that was because they kind of, even though we have seen Ella talk positively about Pierce before, it felt like this episode they really kicked it into overdrive and had her like heads over heels for him. And I was wondering, why are they playing this up so much this episode? And it turned out it was because I guess in that scene where they were doing the plan, they needed a reason for why Ella would be so eager to, you know, distract him or whatnot. She probably didn't even realize what she was doing. She just was trying to get closer to him and everything. So it was easy for them to get Ella to do that. And that's why they had her acting like that. Because I was like, this feels kind of inauthentic, you know? And so that's where I felt like Ella is usually a more authentic character, but this episode, she felt a little bit more inauthentic and a little bit more like she was just written to serve a specific purpose in the plot. So that was one critique that I kind of had for this episode. Another thing, some of this just doesn't make sense. Like a lot of it makes sense when you look back on it, but some of it kind of doesn't. Like the thing at the beginning, hold on. This thing, like, what was the code open? Okay, wait.
Do whatever.
Her, like, what is this? What happened there if she actually did it to herself? That's one thing that's a little confusing to me. Unless this was, like, what is she running? What is she running from here? If it turned out that she did it all herself and that, or is this meant to be, is that meant to be the Cinnamon guy coming after her and then forcing her? But I mean, she said she kidnapped herself though. She said she abducted herself. If she those were her literal words. So if she abducted herself, what is she turning around screaming like that for? I don't know. That part kind of didn't make sense to me when looking back on it. And then also the Centerman character, like he just, it's one of those things where I guess it still makes sense because he never explicitly said he did any of the stuff they accused him of doing. Because I'm guessing it kind of now it turns out Kane did that stuff. But that, it feels like, you know, I don't know. It feels like now when you go back and look at everything he was saying and doing before, I don't know if it completely matches up with what ended up being his reason and purpose, if that makes sense. And that's the best way I can think to put that. And I don't even want to get into it that much because it's not like it's that bothersome to me. I just feel like maybe that part could have been put together a little bit better, like the whole everything that the Centerman, his character before we find out the truth and after we find out the truth. I feel like that it could have been done maybe a little bit more so that when you go back and look, you're like, oh wow, that really makes sense now. I don't know. But that's small little things. Like I said, like overall I enjoyed the episode. Those were just maybe a few of my minor sort of like about the episode, you know? But definitely liked it overall. I really liked what they did with Charlotte and Trixie, with you know, Trixie talking about how kind of giving Charlotte that wisdom basically and making her want to actually get a relationship with her own kids again. I thought that was cool, especially given the arc that Charlotte's been on this whole season about trying to do the right thing and be a better person. So that was a really nice little storyline they had there. And we also got some Trixie and Dan, even if it was really just meant there to be more of a reason for Charlotte to want to see her own kids because she was looking at Trixie and Dan. It was still cool to see that because the show has rarely showed us that aspect of Dan's character anymore. You know, the fact that he's a father and all that. So that was nice. It was cool to see Maze again this episode. And we didn't see any Amenadiel and Linda. So, oh well, I guess. But overall, I think that covers everything. So I guess until next time, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And head on over to Patreon for the full uncut reactions to Lucifer weeks ahead of the YouTube schedule if you're interested. If you're not, that's okay too. So I guess I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Goodbye.